Thank you, Dan. All right. Okay, so again, a warm welcome to you back, or for the first time to the Youth Disability and Advocacy Research Network webinar series. Really fantastic to see so many of you again here today. I see a lot of familiar names and some new ones, which is very exciting, and really excited also to get started on today's session. Just a reminder, the Youth Disability and Advocacy Research Network is supported by the Arts and Humanities Research Council and is being led by Bournemouth University with partners across a number of organizations, including American University in Washington, AD International, and a range of others. So really, again, delighted to be putting on the next of our series. So my name is Blaise Murfitt. And for those who can't see me, I'm a white, middle-aged male wearing glasses and a light shirt. And I'm currently sitting in quite a sunny and warm London, England. I will just again remind everyone to just put on mute until you have a particular question. And again, a warm welcome to those who are joining today. So today we are going to be focusing on advocacy for equitable inclusion and access to sport, with a specific focus on football. This is the first time that we'll be looking at this area of focus through the WIDAR program, but it's one that we discussed quite a lot for those who are with us in Dar es Salaam earlier this year. And I know a big area of focus and attention for many is ensuring and imploring for equitable access to sport for persons with disabilities. And of course, what better sport to focus on than football today for this example. So this session will provide examples of projects that are advocating for inclusive access to football for persons with disabilities. And it will also show real-world examples of organizations who are implementing initiatives that are being supported by the UEFA Foundation. And we're so thrilled to have Corinne with us today from UEFA Foundation. And then we are also going to be having presentations from two organizations implementing fantastic programs looking at equitable access to football from Youthorama and the European Amputee Football Federation. So with that brief introduction, let me now introduce our speakers. So today we'll be first hearing from Corinne Nkue, who is a project specialist for the UEFA Foundation. Corinne is a former athlete, track and field for the Swiss national team, and she has always seen the power of sport for good. She has also oriented her career into the implementation of sport projects which are aimed at improving children's lives. And this has taken Corinne to work in the field during 10 years in different countries, including from the townships in South Africa to refugee camps in Jordan. And since 2018, she's been in charge of projects at the UEFA Foundation for Children, where she monitors the projects supported by the foundation. So again, welcome to you, Corinne. After Corinne, we'll be hearing from Elias Mastouras, who is the founder of the international campaign A Ball for All and the current IBSA blind football chairperson, the only Paralympic football and in charge of Paris 2024 Paralympic Games blind football at the Eiffel Tower Blind Football Arena. Wow, that sounds amazing. He is the current 2023 EU Local Hero in Sports, which was awarded by the European Commission and awarded as the Emerging Global Leader at the last edition of the annual awards of the Talberg Foundation, Stavros Nikiros Foundation. The campaign, which we'll talk about, Ball for All, is the current winner of the Inspiring Change at the annual EU Inclusive Sport Awards of the European Union. So we really will be hearing from Elias on a cutting edge and award-winning initiative that is fiercely advocating for better equitable access to persons with disabilities in football. So Elias, you're so welcome. And then finally today, we'll be hearing from Bogomila Smolarek, whose role within the European Amputee Football Federation is as International Project Coordinator. Her responsibilities encompass overseeing and coordinating the various international events throughout Europe. Previously, she has had the opportunity to collaborate with the Polish Paralympic Committee, and her deep passion for sports has driven her to actively engage in promoting the Olympic values and the Olympic movement. As part of this commitment, she conducted workshops for children, imparting knowledge about these values and the significance of the Olympic movement, and serving as a coordinator for the Young Participant Session, which is an event organized by the IOA in partnership with the International Olympic Committee. So coming all the way from Warsaw, Bogomila, so welcome to you again, and fantastic to have your perspective here today. And I join Elias's round of applause in that as well. Okay, so with those introductions, again, a warm welcome to everyone. I've seen some chat already coming through there. Great to hear from you all. But let us now get to the first of our speakers today, who is Corinne Nkue, Project Specialist for the UEFA Foundation, coming in, I presume, from Nyon in Switzerland. Corinne, please, over to you.
Thank you very much, Blaise. Hi to everyone. So I'm very happy actually to be here with you. So I will then present you quickly what the foundation, the UEFA Foundation for Children is doing. And after I will give the floor to Elias and Bogomila, who are actually the two key persons for you today. So the foundation aim actually is really to defend the children's rights. So we're doing it, the very powerful tool that we have, which is sport. Everyone knows how much sport can move things in the world. And we're using especially football. This is because it's the thing we know the best to do, actually. So we're working all around the world. So it's not because it is UEFA that we're only focusing in Europe. So we really around the world. We have 50% of our projects going in projects in Europe, and 50% is going to projects outside Europe. And how are we doing it? So we have actually 8 main focus, which are access to sport for all, gender equality, personal development, refugee children around the world, infrastructure, equipment. We're supporting also our project with some material or building some infrastructure. We're having also a specific focus. This is more for youth. Which is employability. We're working also on environment, and we have also one of our main focus, which is children with disabilities. So as you can see, children with disabilities is one of our main focus. And for us, it's very important to understand that for us at the foundation, we really want to have the same right for every children. So for us, as we like to say, every children is the champion. And Elias know it a lot. So it's really despite the origin, the race, the gender, but also the abilities or disabilities of the children. For us, we want really to have the same right for the same children. And so talking about sport or education, because we really also working on education, it's the same access for every children. So I will show you just a very quick video. Actually, Blaise will help me with this, just to show some of the project we have and what we're doing. Maybe we'll give you a better view. Thank you very much, Blaise. So as you have seen on the video, it's not we're not talking actually about competition. I mean, it can be also competition, but what we're really talking here, it's sport is where children can make friends, can have a lot of pleasure, can also push their limits, could be surrounded by everyone. And this is something that we want every child to have access to. We don't want to have child, left behind and do not have access to this. So, yeah, there's some microphone. So in order to achieve actually this goal, which is inclusion, we integrate it in all projects. So for you to understand, the foundation is really financing project. But when we actually selecting the project, we really make sure that this inclusion is one key element for the project that we support. We really encourage our project, to think and to establish the means to have the access to sport for every kids and not to left some kids aside. What we do also is like we support also specific projects such as the one with Youthorama or with the European Amputee Football Federation, which are really specific projects that are focusing on the access for children with disability to sport. But this you will see. We'll see later with Elias and Bogumilia how they're doing it. It's really two incredible projects, which will make you also more understand what kind of project we're financing. So we're really focusing also on those type of projects, but we also use actually the name of UEFA that we have, because the foundation is still a very small foundation. We still don't have like a huge reach than the UEFA has, with all the competition, all those competition games of Champions League or other competition that are all seen around the world. The reach of UEFA is really huge. So we kind of trying to use that reach to create awareness, because it's very important that things are moved around and that people understand that is important. So for example, I can give a quick example, but not that much, about the Super Cup, which is really one competition that the foundation or UEFA gave us the floor where we can really kind of create an awareness. It's the final where we really use it to pass some message about inclusion, about children with disabilities, about what is important. So for example, last season, the final was in Greece, and we did a very nice activation with Youthorama, for example, with two amazing little blind kids, kids with, I just still have them in my heart. So it's also the way for us to open the eyes, because sometimes it's more that people don't really see that there's an issue and they don't really know how to solve the issue. It's not sometimes that they don't want to do things, but they sometimes don't see it or don't see how to do it, and to show how it is important and what the benefit that it can bring also to kids. It's something that we're really doing and creating awareness through those competition. So from my side, actually, it's what I wanted to say. If you have some question, for sure, don't hesitate to ask me either now or after. I know there's a session of question at the end, and I will give the floor to Elias. He will be much more interesting than me. And Elias, the floor is yours.
Karin, you say about the foundation that it's a small foundation. Whenever you ask me, so how many people were working in the foundation? 100 people, because they're doing so much precious work, and say only 5 or 6, because these people are so inspiring. And you will see also together, because I have also another motto, like dream big, and I will say to all of you, dream bigger with the UEFA Foundation for Children, because I will share a story. And the story started also from the point that UEFA Foundation for Children joined forces and also believe in us. So thank you, Karin. And you tried to spoil my presentation with the UEFA Super Cup. So the last video will be what happened a month ago. And it was also like, that video, this video is also jingling in our hearts. So let me introduce myself. So I have 2 hats. One hat is about chairperson nowadays in the blind football, the only Paralympic football globally. And as Blaise said very well, everybody would like to go in the Paralympic Games in Paris in front of Eiffel Tower. And we're going to have the football pitch there. And the other hats about the ball for all, this campaign. So I'm going to explain it to you all, but I would like to see how many people were reacting here, and just make a reaction. How many of you have seen a blind football match, or you have heard? Just make like a happy emotion reaction. And the others who have no idea what is blind football, you can cry, you can, do whatever you want. Just see how many were active in reactions. Just push the button reaction and make a reaction, if you are aware or not about blind football. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's see. Okay, thank you very much. So we have some thumbs up. And so the first video, it will be about the blind football, be only 40 seconds. So I would like to attract your attention about this one here. So I will share my, okay. And now we are, back in 2016 in Rio, in the Paralympics. We are in Brazil. Brazil is always a gold medalist there, but we are playing against China in the semi-final, and they are losing. So we're talking about blind football match. 4 totally blind footballers scoring a goal against a sighted goalkeeper. When the ball is in play, the audience should be silent. If there is a goal, then we all cheer up, okay? So let's see Jefinho, okay, number 7 here, what he's doing with the jingle ball, okay? So let's see. Well, what you can say, maybe you can say, wow, because they're totally blind footballers, which means that maybe they were also born blind, they have never seen football, okay? And they score goals against sighted goalkeeper. And this is a magic behind, because blind football is an inclusive sport. For every training, you are going to have sighted and totally blind together. And this is amazing, because it's not like a sport that you need to have a superhero, swimming very fast and being alone, which is also incredible. But teaming with sighted and blind, totally blind ones all together is something that we really enjoy. And playing with this audience, I mean, it's like something amazing. So I would like to invite you all in Paris in 1 year, and to be all together in front of Eiffel Tower, the iconic place. So I'm gonna share screen. I'm gonna share my screen, and wait first. I will use first this.
Elias, just while you are bringing that up, I will bring forward a message here from
Yes.
Abu Bakari, who said that, wow, great work, was from that video. And I would also like to make mention of Sharif from Tanzania, who's with the Sauti Para Sports Club, which is a sports club for persons with disabilities in Tanzania. So warm welcome to you, Sharif.
Super.
Please, back to you, Elias.
Yes. So it took me 20 years to realize a need to create a special mini blind football suitable for children. So since 97 more or less, we had the blind football as a official sport. And I will tell you from this picture on the left, you will see me back in the 90s with a longer hair like now as a goalkeeper. So I was working with School for Blind in '92 as a trainer in chess in this game, and I thought it was like an extreme sport, okay? But in '96 there was a global movement that let's have blind football. It didn't exist, okay? So I was a volunteer. So after the chess trainings in School for Blind, I became a goalkeeper. We played the first game against the team of Athens in the capital of Greece. We lost, and when the totally blind footballers, they told me, Elias, we cannot change ourselves, but we can bring a better goalkeeper. So fair enough, I was not a goalkeeper, so I became like a referee, and I was refereeing also in the final games in 2004. First time that became a Paralympic sport in Athens, in my country. It was great honor. And then again, Beijing as a first referee of the final match, and become like Colina, like a referee coordinator. And nowadays, like Infantino, like but with longer hair. Don't tell him, okay? And as a chairperson in this sport. So this amazing journey changed 5 years ago when I met the little guy on my left of the picture is Leandros. So at that time I wrote a fairy tale. It was recited. We print also in the Braille system, but in School for Blind they told me, Elias, little ones they cannot read Braille as we cannot read the alphabet. So let's make a narration. Let's go to the studio in School for Blind. And it was my name day. It was summertime. And as a present, they brought Leandros and his family to narrate a story, a small part of the fairy tale. We recorded, and then I gave him the ball that existed already. But this ball is more than half a kilo because we put the acoustic inside. And Leandros was with his little and older sister. It was impossible to play. He was 3 years old, as you can see in the picture. I say, come on, I'm 20 years in this field, and nobody thought that there is a great need to have a ball, a special one, suitable for children. So that's I came with this idea, and because I'm a volunteer in this field, the magic behind this ball is that it is not for sale. It is only for donation. So it's the only patented ball, but you can only find it for free. So, okay, let's say we started the campaign, but we need, supporters. And that's how it came with the UEFA Foundation for Children, that from the first time, from day one, they supported this vision. So you can see also Leandro was keeping the first ball, and the first ball has also the logo of the UEFA Foundation for Children. I'm going to show you now like a presentation. I know it's a bit boring, that's why we're going to have more videos later on. So I will move on, okay, and say in 5 years now, this idea that came, from Leandros, actually, it jingles in 213 countries and territories, almost all over the world. Why? Because there is a need. There is a need for children with visual impairment to have the access to play for free, which is very important, and also the right to quality education. To all these countries, but the children with visual impairment, they are in general schools together with sighted ones. So this is like a work that we are doing from the year one. So we do the mapping of all the schools all over Greece. We create the educational packages, fairy tales, in Braille system with tactile drawings, the balls, and every year we add another tool to put inside, and then we send to the schools. Apart from the educational package, we have also the theatrical play, Ball for All. So we go to cinemas, to theaters, to schools, and we reproduce the fairy tale. It's a journey around the world, and all the values that we have also with the UEFA Foundation for Children that we share, we also put it in this theatrical play. And every year there's another need, okay? So the first year was, okay, thank you for the ball. What can we do? The second year we have a DVD with inclusive activities, also available on the YouTube. Then the fairy tale, the theatrical play. We have also a song. And last year we had also the blind kids can also save lives. So what we do, we go also to schools with a humanitarian organization, and they all become rescuers. What Karim said, inclusion is like, it's very important to to have competencies not only for the blind children, but also for the sight one. A class has 19 sighted and one with visual impairment. But we really enjoy to be all together. That's why we need to do things all together, and becoming rescuers, sighted and blind ones, is something amazing. And of course, as Blaise mentioned, all your work can find also like how can I say, recognition. So there are different awards that you can knock the door, and we're going to see also later on. So whatever you do in your community, believe in this, that is something new, is something like a pioneer project, and you can make the difference. Of course, we're going to see also some showcases later on, with the support also with the UEFA Foundation for Children. Also, we have been also in FIFA World Cup, and also this year. And at the end with the videos, I'm gonna show you what we did with the UEFA Super Cup. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen for the presentation. If you have some questions, and then we move to the reality, we're going to see some videos from the year one, and how you will see also Leandros, when he was 5 years old, when he was 6, and now he was in the 6th grade of elementary school when he is 12. If you have any questions, okay, don't hesitate to ask me, and then we can also move on with the next video. So I'm gonna prepare it in a while, just because we're different videos, so I need some time just to start. Okay, I'm gonna serve sound. So the first video will be the year one. So when we applied in the UEFA Foundation for Children, okay, we need to have the first video. We need to say to the world this message, that this ball is for free, this is a suitable ball for all children. And we created this video, and you will see also Leandros when he was 5 years old.
What fun it is to see children playing together with a ball. While blind children may not be able to see a ball, they can hear one. That's why we have invented a special light ball with bells inside that makes a sound the children can hear as it moves. Importantly, this unique ball cannot be purchased. It can only be donated. With your contribution, we want this ball to find its way into the hands of every blind child around the world.
Will you help us?
Thank you. Ευχαριστώ πολύ.
Muchas gracias. Teşekkürler. Köszönöm.
Gracias.
Danke. Bedankt. Danke.
Merci.
Спасибо.
Ευχαριστώ.
So maybe in the next edition, we're going to have also your thank you in different languages, because I know that there's a diversity here. We embrace diversity. So nice that we have so many countries here. And this was year one in Greece, okay? And then we start with the help of the foundation. And as I told you before, that we're now active in 213 countries and territories. Believe me, it's like only North Korea, in Timor-Leste. If you have anybody from Timor-Leste, we'll be so happy to send the balls. And everything is for free. We cover 100% of all the expenses, and also some islands in the Oceania, like Kiribati or whatever. And then there was a thing about the sustainability. Okay, but if you have everything for free, how is it sustainable? So what we did in Greece, there is a law that we make use of, is that every TV channel and every radio channel, regional or nationwide, we need to have some social messages. So we created a video, 40 seconds video, and it is approved by the Greek government. And for a month, every 3 months, it's for free in every radio and every TV channel. And our next month will start in 3 days on 1st of October. And that means that all the families can see this message. If there are families that with visual impairment, but they have children that they didn't receive for free the educational package, they are aware, and that helps us also a lot, because then we don't need to spend money for commercial, for advertisement, because for free. So I don't know the reality in your country, but make use also of this if there is. And now it is here in our academy, in our inclusive academy. We created like a class, okay? And let's see the next video. Of course, in Greek is in Greek, okay? But now I put in English with the English subtitles for accessibility.
We all know that every child has the right to education, and every school must embrace difference. But what about the right to play? Blind children can't see a ball, but they can hear it. So we made a special ball that jingles so that all children can play with it. And it's fantastic to see kids play together with this ball. And the most important thing is that this ball is not for sale, it can only be donated. Learn more about the educational program, A Ball for All.
Okay, thank you very much for that. If you have any questions before I move to the next video, of course, you can always seize this opportunity. And let me prepare the next one. Okay, I think I'm ready. So what happens, like, this is like the educational dimension of the campaign, but there was also a great interest about the values behind. And so that's why we created, apart from the fairy tale, the theatrical play. So the theatrical play is something also very important for us, because we can go to a school and we can make it an amphitheater, so we can visit there, or we can go, as we did, in different countries. We went in Cyprus, we had in different countries. Of course, it is in Greek. And also we create like a song about the ball for all. I know it's all Greek to you, the song. So the next video is like, it's about a minute, and maybe you will listen to the song, and you see also how it looks like the theatrical play. So you're ready?
Μια μπάλα είδα αλλιώτικη, πανέμορφη, πολύχρωμη, μπροστά μου να περνάει. Μια πάσα τότε έκανα στο αύριο, και από σήμερα εκείνο ξεκινάει. Εκείνο ξεκινάει. Μια μπάλα για όλους που τρέχει.
Okay, so what we also do is, like, we invite also children with visual impairment as role models. So after or before the theatrical play, they are also there with us to feel the empathy, and to explain also the reality, because the children is not only the future, but also the present. So whatever they face, it's not about what we're gonna face in later stages of their life, but for now. And that was a good lesson also to learn, but I didn't expect at the beginning. At the beginning, it was more like an inclusive tool, okay? So to make it accessible, but having in our inclusive academy the children with visual impairment, they have rights, and they raise their voice. They become, we go out with Leandros in our neighborhood, and everybody recognizes now Leandros. The same I will tell you later for Lucia, that these are children that they have a voice, and we just, with the campaign, we raise their voice, whatever they have in their mind, to express it. And so the next video I'm gonna share is like a showcase that we did in the UEFA Euro with the support of the UEFA Foundation for Children, the previous edition. Apart from the showcase, the most important thing is that we donated one ball for every blind child of Hungary. So we donated 750 mini blind footballs all over the country through this showcase. And we also create a video with football legends like Angelos Charisteas. So let's have a look of this video that happened, and we organized it in Budapest in UEFA Euro 2021, actually. Okay, so we are ready. Okay, let's go. UEFA for all. Now we use also the football, you know, but also it was also very important for us to pass a message in you know, in the UEFA Euro. It was also private match of France Portugal, and it was also like a full house fun festival in fan zone, because there was also like Hungary Germany, very important match at that time. So I have two more videos or so, and the last one will be about the UEFA Super Cup. So UEFA also Foundation for Children has this good practice to activate the ball in Conference League and Europa League, and they chose us in a very important game in Greece. And then we went with Leandros in that game, and the team, the local team, invited us next week in a sold-out match against a very important Greek league match. And Leandros get inside the football pitch, score a goal, and you will see what happened. That changed what you know about the ball for all in Greece, actually. And that video that we want to show now became viral also in the UEFA Foundation for Children for last year, and it hit three more times than the second one in the history of the UEFA Foundation for Children. And this is the key success of blindness, children, and football that makes things become, you know, much easier when you have a goal to reach. So let's see the next video. Now you will see Leandros in the age of 10. Okay, so it was like almost last year, and let's see.
UEFA Foundation for Children chose a ball for Roland Leandros, a 9-year-old child with visual impairment, to activate the official ball of the UEFA quarter-final match. It was his first time in a football stadium. PAOK FC promised him to return and score a goal with his special mini-blind football in front of PAOK fans. A week after, his dream came true. Every child is a champion, our common motto, putting our values first.
That's true. So as Karin said, every child is champion, and we never believe that this will make it possible with a ball for all. But when UEFA Foundation for Children believe in us, wow. And now the last video we're going to finish, as Karin said, every time, we said, okay, we did a lot, or our hearts are full of emotions and everything, and every time, it's another milestone, and now we're going to introduce you Lucia. Lucia is 10 years old now. She was born blind, and she already speaks 3 different foreign languages like French, Italian, and English. So she has also communicative skills. When I met her when she was 6 years old, we're a group of 40 people, and she said, Leah, can I translate from Greek to English, because like international group of people with visual impairment are inside to us. So I say, wow. And the last words will belong to the UEFA Foundation for Children, to their dream, and we are happy that we're also part of that. So the next video happened actually like a month ago, and you will see also many viral TikTok or Instagram pictures, stories about Lucia, Jack Grealish, with Pep Guardiola, with Ivan Rakitic, and so let's So dream big as UEFA Foundation for Children, and I will say, between us, dream bigger, and you will manage. Thank you very much for your time and your attention if there are any questions at the end. And I pass the Zoom, I pass the floor to Bogumila from Greece to Poland to amaze you, and we'll be also together at the end of this session. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Alias. Amazing presentation. Hard to follow right now, but I will try. It was great to see your job, what you are doing. So as Blaise already said, I'm Bogumila and I'm from Poland and I work for European Amputee Football Federation. I will show you today our project, which is founded by UEFA Foundation. But before I do that, I want to introduce you to amputee football, because I don't know how many of you heard about it, how many of you know amputee football. So let me share with you my presentation, and we will. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so at the beginning, as I mentioned, I will show you a video of the activities of and project which our federation has over the past years. Amputee football. Amputee football is one of the fastest growing disciplines worldwide. It currently exists in 40 countries all around the world, and in Europe we have 19 members in our organization. The World Amputee Football Federation is the governing body for the amputee football in the world, and European Amputee Football Federation is the governing body for the European amputee football. We are together with World Amputee Football Federation, we are organizing yearly annual events such as European Championship, World Cups. We have a qualification for the continental qualification, and we have continental championships. Furthermore, we have Club Champions League, which is also held regularly. And those events are the events which we are trying to organize to highlight the amputee football. Our discipline is gaining popularity within the larger football community. At the European Championship, which were held in Turkey in 2017, at the final, we had over 41,000 fans at the stands. And at the European Championship in Poland in 2021, there were also like thousands of hundreds of spectators, not only on the stands, but also in front of their television screens. So we are trying to develop the sport thanks to the support of UEFA and UEFA Foundation. We are able to develop the amputee football in Europe, and we also try to help new countries or our members to go bigger, to have more players and also more clubs and more supporters. And we can do that also by promoting amputee football with our ambassadors, such as Harry Kane or Robert Lewandowski. Just to give you a short glimpse into amputee football, it's for people with after one-side amputation or with inborn limb defect. And the field players are playing just with one leg, and they move on crutches, as you could see in the video. And the goalkeepers, they have both legs, but they don't. They usually have like some defect with the arm, or they are playing without the arm. And the match, in most of the cases, it's played as 7-a-side, and it takes like 50 minutes with a 10-minute break. So the rules are very similar to the regular football with few differences, and that's why we think it's very easy sport to develop, which doesn't require much equipment or much knowledge, because most of the people, they know the rules of the football, so they can easily play amputee football as well. Our federation was established in 2015, and currently, as I mentioned, we have 19 members, and we are closely cooperating with UEFA FSR department. And you can see our members here on this map. This year, we have 2 new members, Kosovo and Hungary. And we were able, even to, thanks to UEFA, so to have a showcase match at the Fun Festival before the Europa League final in Budapest with our newly created Hungarian team. And we try to get new members to have each European country as a member, but it's not that easy as it sounds, actually. And our current projects are the European Championship, which we organize every 4 years. The next edition will be next year in France. We have Champions League, junior camps, which I will talk about a little bit more soon. We have the showcase matches before the Champions League finals or Europa League finals. We are working on introducing amputee football to new countries. We have European amputee football weeks. We organize courses for referees and for coaches. And we work also on regular promotion of amputee football. All of this is really important for us to combine it together, because we have the leagues in each country. We need referees, so we need to organize workshops for the referees. The same with coaches. Whenever we have a new country, the problem they have is that they think they need a special coach, but usually the coach is a regular coach for football. So that's what we work on. We try to create handbooks and guidelines for the new countries and for the current members to help them with our experienced staff to help them develop their clubs or their projects or their programs which they have connected to amputee football. As I mentioned, one of our projects is Champions League. The next one is going to take place in 2 months in Spain. So if someone will be around, you're welcome to join. We also have Nations League tournaments, our new project this year. So actually next week, we have a tournament in Belgium and in 1 month in Scotland. So there are plenty things going on around amputee football. And the Champions League is a tournament for 8 best teams from European clubs, the champions of the countries. And this project showed us that it's really crucial to cooperate with big clubs, because then later they can, thanks to their FSR programs, they can unite the funds, they can include more players, also disabled players, to play in their clubs. And our development program, as I already told you before, with our current projects, we try to develop also women's football. For now, the women are allowed to play in the men's team, but since we have more and more female players, they want to play against female. So we try to help them with that, and we try to create new teams just for women, not only in Europe, but also worldwide. As I mentioned before, introducing the amputee football to new countries is it sounds easy, but it's not that easy. And in Europe, we thanks to the closeness, let's say, of the countries, we can travel to other countries and to work with the coaches or invite the coaches to the amputee football camps, which we have already in existence in our member countries. But we also closely cooperate with ICRC, and thanks to this cooperation, our staff members were able to travel to Africa or Asia or South America, and they help to start amputee football over there in such countries as Tanzania, Palestine, or South Sudan. In Europe, just to give you some numbers, how it looks right now currently, Turkey, the biggest amputee football country with over 500 players. And then we have England and Poland, which have approximately 150 players. Each, there are several countries with around 50, 60 players, and some countries with from 15 to 20 players, which manage to have at least one team, usually national team. And we have juniors as well. Juniors usually kind of like from 6 to 16 years old. And the biggest groups are in Poland and England. Again, those two countries, they have right now the best developed junior programs with regular training camps for kids every month. And we have also juniors in our other member countries, but it's usually from 1 to juniors up to 10 for a country. Very important for the junior program is the cooperation with the big clubs. It's not only for juniors, but also for seniors. And in a moment, I will show you a video of a good cooperation from one club, Legia Warsaw, which started a junior program, a junior club, and thanks to there was just a group of kids with amputation who wanted to play football, and Legia Warsaw Foundation, they managed to find the coach, and since they are one of the biggest clubs in Poland, they have helped to get the team together, get the coach, and provide them facilities to play football. And in other countries in Europe, we have such clubs as Manchester City, Chelsea Foundation, or Arsenal London, who are also having amputee football teams, and they are helping in our junior programs. So now let's see the video.
No i co? Tu mam usiąść? For me.
Oh, sorry. Hold up.
We can't see the actual video playing at the moment, Bogomila, just to let you know.
Oh, okay, sorry. It was working, but
yeah. Just thought I'd let you know. No, we can just see the we can just see your PowerPoint at the moment.
Okay, you cannot see right now.
No, just your PowerPoint.
Okay. Wait again, because I can see it. Okay. Okay, let me. And let's do it right like this. Can you see this screen right now?
Yes, now we can see it.
Okay, great, thank you.
No i co? To mamy siąść?
For me in this life.
Stres.
All you need to hear.
Kiedy nie mają ręki, stoją na bramce, a osoby, które nie mają nogi, grają w polu. Nie przeszkadza mi to. Czuję się normalnie.
Potrafię po prostu z tym żyć.
Ja.
Po prostu gramy tutaj prawdziwą piłkę. Kurczę, ja chciałbym to zrobić, że nie jestem taki słaby, że dałbym radę.
Nawet nie liczy się wygrana, po prostu żeby grać.
Szacunek!
Chciałem zostać jakby częścią drużyny. Jakiejkolwiek.
Jestem też dumny, że oni też we mnie wierzą. Nie umiem sobie wyobrazić, jakbym wyglądał z 2 rękami. Chodź, dziś pojedziemy do Stanów czy coś, przyszyjemy ci nogę czy coś, to ja bym odmówił. Wolę już grać w amfutbol, bo to kocham, niż mieć nogę. I to czyjąś. Nie.
Okay, so that was the example of the UEFA Foundation program. The juniors, they still have a team for a few years. Yeah. And they are working in a close cooperation also with our federation. Okay. Yeah. Let's go further. So now our program, Junior Camp. So Junior Camp is our flagship event. Since 5 years, we are able to organize it with a short break for COVID. And this is our camp for kids from 5 to 16 years old from Europe, but we also invite countries from other continents. For a few years, we managed to invite Costa Rica. They also have a amputee program for juniors, and we are very happy that they managed to come every year to bring some representation of their juniors, because we know it's a real challenge for them. And we also invite Palestine, but sometimes they struggle to come due to the current situation in their country. And our camp is focused on kids, of course, but to help them develop the skills and speak, universal language of football. But it is also a chance for the coaches, which we invite to exchange the knowledge and to inspire each other. And later on, after the camp, to come back to their countries and create programs for juniors. And also, it's a chance for parents to have like a stronger bond with their kids, because at each camp, the kid is accompanied by their parent. The camp, it's a 5-day camp. The kids have 3 days of practice, to practice a day. They are divided into 3 groups based on the age, and there is also a separate group for the goalkeepers. And during the time when the kids have the trainings, we organized some activities for the parents to help them integrate each other and to make them feel more comfortable, let's say, because we try to organize activities when they don't need to speak the same language and still connect with parents from other countries. As you see, so far we had 6 camps. The first one was in Ireland, then Poland, Italy, Germany, Georgia, and Poland again this year. And this year we had our support from UEFA Foundation. It allowed us to invite 70 kids from 10 countries. They came with the parents, and we had 14 coaches who are also having online meetings before the camp to split themselves into the groups and prepare best program for kids and then implement it during the camp. So now I would like to show you a short video from our camp from this year. But let me do it the same as the previous one so that you can see. Give me a second. Just, sorry for that. Oh, sorry, so let me try again. Little problem. I'm really sorry for that.
Maybe what I would suggest, just with that eye on time, Bogomila, is maybe what we can do is get the video from you and share it through our network online to them separately.
I just have it, so let me just show.
Okay, yeah, sure.
No.
I love playing amputee football. It's my favourite thing. It's been the best thing for my amputation recovery, and I love being an athlete and training like an athlete.
At this camp we have 10 countries and we have 70 children. We might not speak the same language, but there's one thing we all do understand, and that's amputee football.
Ich bin natürlich sehr, sehr stolz, dass ich Deutschland vertreten kann. Man lernt hier immer was Neues und ich fühle mich hier sehr, sehr wohl.
Ik vind hier alles mooi voetbal en alles krukken.
Le jeu collectif, l'entraide entre coéquipiers et mettre des buts.
Zdecydowanie mam nadzieję, że dziewczyny, które tutaj przyjechały, zapoczątkują amfootball u siebie w krajach, no i będziemy mogły wspólnie grać.
nasi zawodnicy wzięli udział w meczu, kibicowali, wynieśli koło, pokazali, że są częścią sportu od początku do końca. Było wiele emocji. Dla niektórych może po raz pierwszy na stadionie w takiej formie, że można uczestniczyć od początku meczu.
Mijn lievelingszin is een grote voetbal.
Ser mejor portero, mejorar en mi posición, llegar a mi país orgulloso de haber hecho las cosas bien.
Future of sports here, that's really exciting for us, and if it's growing and growing and growing, that's really inspirational, and hopefully it inspires them to go on and represent their country in the future.
Okay, so that was our junior camp this year. Okay. Yeah, and during our camps, as I mentioned, we have activities for parents and kids, and we also try to invite famous players who are able actually to come. And this year, our camp was joined by Gosia Mesiasz, the AC Milan player, and also Artur Boruc, the ex-goalkeeper from Celtic Glasgow. And the kids really love that. Because they can see their heroes and they can play with them during the camp. And those moments when we see their smile and the sparkle in the eye, it's really rewarding for us. Let's see. So yeah, I know we have very few little time. So if you have any questions about our junior camps or amputee football, how to start, I will be happy to answer. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Bogumiła. Thank you, and well done for getting the video up and playing, because it was great to see it as an example there. That's fantastic. So I might just actually invite both Elias and Karine also back onto the screen, because I have taken note of a few questions that have come through while you're presenting. But also, if any of our participants would like to ask a question now, please either just turn on your microphone or raise hand or put it into the meeting group chat, and we will try to answer those questions. While we are waiting for those, I might just bring forward some of the questions and comments that I pulled out through the sessions from you guys. The first I would like to mention is that there was a comment here from Brenda, who mentioned that amputee football is also being done in Uganda, Bogumiła, so that's interesting to note. And Yumna also mentioned that Tanzania participated in the Amputee Football World Cup in Istanbul, Turkey. While we talk about Tanzania, Fadila had asked a question, Elias, and I guess also for you, Karine, whether there is any football for the blind in Tanzania that you are aware of. But actually, I might broaden that question for you all to maybe think a little bit more about Africa and East Africa, and what there might be ways for us to further expand access to football with persons with disabilities. So Elias, you might talk about the blind in here, and also about Tanzania if you know, but Karine and Bogumiła as well. I think it would be great if you've got any further thoughts or ideas about both what is happening, but what else could happen in this regard. So Elias, I might go for you first.
Yeah. So regarding the official blind football sport as a Paralympic level, no, not yet, in an official national team based. But on the other hand, as we can see with the Ball for All, we have sent for free the material in Tanzania for the grassroots level. It was in School for Blind, inclusive sports clubs. So yes, there are the seeds of of the sport in these countries. For some reason, we don't have a representation in the national level. Well, maybe it will change in future.
Great. And then just in the more general question to you all about some of the other ideas or ways that we might expand access for persons with disability to football, particularly looking at Africa or East Africa. Is there any other ideas? We've heard some great examples here. I mean, I can imagine, Bogomila, that these junior camps could be a fantastic way to encourage, children to take this opportunity. But any other thoughts to this question that you might have, and also Corinne as well?
Okay, if I can go regarding East Africa and Africa in general, because I also help and cooperate some activities in World Amputee Football Federation, and I've seen actually Uganda and Tanzania playing, and we were in touch with the representatives, especially in developing the women's football. And we try to organize as a World Federation junior camp in Africa, because we know there are so many kids and that would be willing to join the camp, and it's easier to organize the camp in Africa than inviting them to Europe because of the cost of the travel. So we applied for some funding, for some grants, and we hope soon we'll have the decision. And we hope to organize the junior camp in the upcoming year in East Africa. Actually, this was our because we cooperate with the African Confederation, so we know where are the teams, where are the players, and the best idea, if you know about the amputee players or teams in African countries, the best way to help them grow is to contact them with the African Amputee Football Federation, because they work really well and they know in which countries they are already federations. So we don't want to have two federations in one country. It's better to contact the African Federation, and then they will give you the contact details to the person responsible for the amputee football in the respective country.
Thank you for that. Corinne, please.
Yeah, no, sorry, because I just wanted to emphasize what Bogomila just said about being in contact with the African Football Federation. We will be also, the liaison with within Africa, but also with the World Football Amputee Federation as well. This will be a first stage, actually, first step to do.
If I may, I have also a good practice to share about Kenya, for example. So we had a request to donate mini blind footballs in a school for a blind in Thika, 1 hour from Nairobi. And so we sit down with UEFA Foundation for Children. So we say, let's make a documentary. So I was also there. We donated in a single blind school, 1 hour from Nairobi, 750 blind pupils, 751 school. So when there, we donated the balls. I was there again in April this year to see the kinesthetic, the competencies that they gain, having one ball from each pupil, and the other school of Mombasa has 300 pupils. So even between them, we can have a league. So that is a different approach in Africa in many countries that we have blind schools that were so huge. For example, in Greece, the majority of the children, they go to general schools, so you have to knock the door of each school, which is good for inclusion. For Africa, it's good for the personal development outcome. So it's like a good practice that we have in Kenya.
Thank you, Elias. Great example. I know Dan has a question he would like to ask, but before I pass to Dan, let me just check if there is anyone else from our participants who would like to raise a question. Please just turn on your microphone or raise your hand. In fact, as I say that, I do see a question come through from Yumna, who is asking, I'm pretty sure a question for you, Elias, as how they could get the balls that you guys have amazingly made for students that they have in Zanzibar, in Tanzania. So Elias, I'm going to pass that one for sure to you.
Yeah, it's a very easy request. So if you check ballforall.com. It's in 7 different languages. So there is just a single email. So you just request, you send all your data of the school there and the number of pupils with visual impairment that they have. And then we put you like, probably it will arrive by the end of this year. And you're going to have the balls. So it's very quick, it's very easy. And we're very proud that 5 years now, we never said no to anybody. So please just email us, knock the door, and you will see this happening.
Elias, I might suggest you just put the URL in the chat there, because I also see that there's some interest from Uganda as well, which is fantastic to see. So thank you for that. Dan, I know that you also had a question that you wanted to ask, so please go ahead.
Thanks, Blaise. Thanks, guys, for your presentations and your wonderful insights. And I had a couple, but I'll just ask one first, which I guess is speaking to the advocacy side of this as well. Is like we saw some of the amazing outcomes and achievements of the programs and the projects and also the athletes, but presumably to get there was a lot of challenges, right? And I imagine a lot of doors that weren't open, that you needed to push open. And I wonder if you could just reflect on that, I guess, from the from the advocacy side here is what would you say are the main challenges of this work of trying to make football more accessible for persons with disabilities? Thank you.
I can see that our friend in Poland is reaching for the unmute button. So go ahead.
Yes, yes, then you're right. We had many challenges over the years, and there are different challenges actually in each country. Because as I said, we try to cooperate with football associations, which would be the easiest way actually to help the newly established club or a group of people who want to play amputee football. But in some countries, the football association, they don't really cooperate with us, or they don't have. They are focused on other disability programs than football, than amputee football. But they have, for example, blind football or power wheelchair football, and then we have to cooperate with the federations for disability sports or with IPC. So it all varies from the country, and we know that the biggest problem is the money, because even when we organize a tournament, the team which is supposed to come, they need to money for the travel, for the hotel, for the kids, for everything, for the equipment, and to organize trainings. So we know where there are countries that have the grants for disabled sport, but there are also countries which don't. And that's for us the struggle, to help them find the money, find the sponsors, to find ambassadors, because that's actually the easiest way. If they manage to find a sponsor or an ambassador, a good ambassador, then they will be more visible and they will be able to get the money. But as I say, each country is different, and with each country we have different challenges, even the players, because they don't get money to play in the clubs. And the same with the referees. The referees also, they are volunteers. They get money. They don't get money to referee amputee football matches. So it's hard to sometimes compete with the regular football, where you get money even if you are officiating the match on the lowest league. So for us, it's like for now still a group of passionate people who see a purpose in working for amputee football, but we have lots of challenges, and we just work with each country individually to help them to see the situation, how it is in this country, and to help them find a way to start or to grow.
What a great comprehensive answer there. And you mentioned each country is different, but actually there's many, I think, consistent things across the countries in terms of those challenges that you outlined. I'm very wary of time, so I do want to ensure that we wrap things up for today. And just before I thank our speakers, I would first like to draw attention to all of our participants here today to the next in our Youth Disability and Advocacy Research Work webinar series, which will be taking place on the 26th of October at the same time, which is 3 p.m. East African time or 1 p.m. London time. The focus of this will be bridging the road to equality. Safe is inclusive, and it will showcase in relation to safe and accessible access to transport for persons with disabilities, particularly looking at the way that road safety contributes to reducing inequalities, particularly for persons with disability and youth, disabled youth. And it will also showcase some key findings and recommendations of a new policy brief on safe transport, road safety, and SDG 10. This will be hosted by yours, which is the Youth for Road Safety organization, and the Global Youth Coalition for Road Safety. And we'll be hearing again, much like today, from projects from right around the world that are placing young people with disability at the center of very engaging and active projects that are trying to encourage a different way for roads to be, both in terms of more access for persons already with a disability, but also critically to try and stop people becoming seriously injured and potentially with a disability from the impact of road crashes as well. So I think it will be a very relevant session, and this will be happening on the 26th of October at the same time as we currently have. I'm assuming that someone may have put it in the chat, but no, I'll put it here. So I'll just pop there a link to the page on our website for this, where you'll get a link through to the Eventbrite to register. But a really key issue, and again, some great examples there about the way in which young people can play an active role in reshaping our access to everyday life. Today, we've heard about sport and football, but of course, there's only one way people get to sport and football, and that is the road in which they have their journey. So a key part of that then is thinking about how we can make that safer and accessible for persons with disabilities. So please do check out that link and go ahead and join us for that event on the 26th of October. So as we summarize here for today's session, I just wanted to pull out a few key things here that we've seen across many of our sessions in this series. We saw some amazing use of video here from both of our organizations, in fact, all three of the organizations, and that power of storytelling in terms of taking quite complex issues, quite difficult and challenging issues, and finding a way to make them personable, to show that link between the issues that we know need to be addressed and the people that are being impacted and their lives being improved. So that element of personal stories came up right through the examples today. But we also saw examples of clear calls to action. What can be done? What is an answer? What is a solution? What is a pathway to a solution? Even if we know, as Bogomila suggested, there are challenges, well, what can we do about it and what needs to be done? And this, again, was a key thing that came up today, including that clear call to action. And another thing I wanted to point out was really capitalizing on existing events or major functions to really give electricity to the message of your advocacy and your campaign. It is very difficult for us working in community work to get lots and lots of resources to do big events. So much better to find existing events and connect onto those and use that for more attention and for more exposure, and being able to partner with great organizations like UEFA Foundation to enable something like this, or many others, is a fantastic way of approaching advocacy. And I'm so grateful for our speakers to showcase some of these. And I really wanted to reinforce that these are some very common messages we are having across all of this series, is that use of storytelling, of direct and empowering showcases of persons with disabilities, not the victim, but the proponent of change, clear calls to action, and really using existing events to better get exposure to your cause. So it's fantastic to hear those, and I think I want to ensure that I bring forward these two other comments that came through our chat as a great way of summarizing. So Hajrath mentioned that we all need to stand together and encourage equal access to sport, the removal of obstacles in various sports. There should be inclusive leagues, accessible equipment, auxiliary equipment, friendly structures, and equal opportunities for people with disabilities to show their skills. And Fadhila mentioned that she thinks that there should be more effort put on the media about amputee and blind football for people to know more about them, especially in Africa. So what a great couple of comments to really summarize the messages today. So with that, let me say a huge thank you again to our speakers who've taken their time out of their very busy schedules to join this network today and share their expertise. Elias Mastoris from Youth-O-Rama, thanks mate, really appreciate it. Bogomila Smolarek from the European Amputee Football Federation, thank you so much. And also a big thanks to my partner in crime and for doing so much work in helping to organize this session today, Corinne Nkue from UEFA Foundation for Children. Thank you, merci, really fantastic to work with you on this. So with that, a big thanks to such a big group today for joining us. We look forward to seeing you at the next event on the 26th of October. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and evening. Thanks again and see you next time.
Thank you very much.
Bye.